Hi, I'm Collie. If you're here, you probably know me, but I haven't recorded a flow class in a while, so I thought I would do that tonight. If you want to find the playlist that I'm listening to today, it's called August Virtual Flow, and I'm Collie Soto on Spotify. So you can find it that way. There's an asterisk by it to make it a little easier to identify. August Virtual Flow. I'll try to put that in the YouTube link as well. My space tonight felt like I was getting cut off top and bottom, so I hope that you can see everything you need. If you have any blocks, they're always good for a practice. I always recommend having those. Any other props you want, if you want a blanket at the end, you're welcome to have any props that make your practice better for you. And I will end this practice as I send you into Shavasana, and then you can spend as much time in Shavasana as you'd like. So you can start the playlist now if you are playing that playlist with me or if you have music of your own that you want to listen to. And we'll start this practice on our backs. Just allowing your spine to be heavy, sinking into the mat, those shoulders rolling down, away from your head, your neck, your ears. Feeling that weight in your tailbone. Maybe finding a little movement side to side in your hips, just allowing your body to sink down. Maybe you're taking this practice in the morning. You're just trying to find a little movement as well as some stillness, that movement of the mind and the body as you get your day started. Maybe you're doing this at another time of the day. And you just need to put those thoughts aside, all those busy thoughts of the day. Just starting to still the mind, bringing it to focus. Knowing that what we gain on the yoga mat is always here for us. We can come back, fill all the way up, take it all away, give it all away to those people in our lives. Come back to it, come back to the mat the next time, knowing that we can completely refill. Starting to move your breath a little deeper, feeling that movement through your body, filling up deep through your lungs, out through your ribs, up into your collarbones. Big exhales, sending everything back out. Just taking a couple more big breaths like that. Maybe breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. One of the things I really enjoy about virtual classes is that I can still cue big open mouth exhales. I can't do that in the studio right now. But practicing at home, we can still do that. So take advantage of it. There's a lot of benefit to it. Maybe taking one more big breath in and out here. In a moment, we'll do a counted breathing exercise. We'll do 6 counts in, 4 count hold, 6 counts out, and a 4 count hold. If those breath calls don't work for you, finding some that do. Just starting to move the breath, finding some focus. If you're coming with me on these breaths, starting to either hold the breath you have or take an inhale in here, and then letting everything out. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Letting those holds go. Starting to find an even inhale and even exhale. Maybe engaging in Ujjayi breath, that hugging of the vocal cords that allows the exhale, maybe even the inhale, to become a little audible. Helps you build heat, serves as a source of focus. Really a key part to any yoga practice, the breath, that is. Starting to stretch arms and legs long, sending fingers and toes away from each other. Getting that big stretch through your spine. Sending one side of your body a little longer, switching to the other. And then coming back through center, bringing your knees into your chest. Once you get here, rocking side to side, just feeling that release through those muscles in your spine. Then letting your left leg go long. Letting that left heel come down, pulling your right thigh into your chest, into your belly. Just using your biceps, letting your shoulders, your neck relax, starting to roll out your ankle. Reversing direction, getting those pops and cracks out. And then starting to find some hip circles. So letting that right leg fall out and around. Maybe you start off a little small, then getting bigger with each circle. Probably depends on the time of day, on your body. Just seeing what you need today. If you find any sticky points, maybe spending a little extra time there. Once you've done 2 or 3, reversing direction. Just getting a little movement through that hip. Letting it go long and around. Again, coming back to center, pulling it in one more time, and then switching legs. Letting your right leg go long, switching to pull your left leg in. Again, getting that compression, biceps doing the work here, shoulders and neck relaxing, rolling out your ankle, and reversing with those ankle circles. Starting to find some hip circles. Again, just seeing what your body needs, finding those sticky points. I took a class, it wasn't a yoga class, it was a virtual workout class the other day. And the instructor called what I'm calling sticky points, she called spicy. If you find any spicy areas, spending a little extra time there. So I'm going to incorporate that word into my yoga practice. Reversing direction with those hip circles. Looking out for those spicy areas. Giving them a little extra attention. Again, bringing that thigh into the chest. And then bringing your knees into your chest and either rocking back and forth on your spine to come up to a seat, taking a few of those rocks and rolls if they feel good, or just rolling to your side to come up. Once you get here, letting your left leg go out at an angle, pulling your right foot in, squaring yourself off, and out at an angle is relative. So finding what works for you, maybe different side to side. On an inhale, bringing your arms up tall overhead, creating that space through your torso, and then folding forward. Maybe just your palms come down. Maybe it's your forearms. And if none of that works for you, you can keep your spine straight and just bring your chin down towards your chest. You'll still get a pretty big stretch down through your spine. You can find movement or stillness here. Starting to come back up. letting your left hand come to that right knee and twisting over your right shoulder, keeping your spine tall, not putting too much weight in that back hand. You got to be able to pick it up. Sometimes I even just wrap it to remind myself not to put too much weight in it. Allowing your inhales to create length through your spine and your exhales to take you a little deeper into your twist. Unwinding, coming back through center, letting that left hand, letting your right hand come down by that right thigh and pushing into your right shin just to bring your hips up. Finding maybe a little movement through your shoulder, some circles, some half circles. Letting your hips come back down and then switching sides. So pulling that left foot in, right leg going out at an angle. Again, reaching arms up tall overhead, creating that space through your torso and then folding forward. Trying to keep both hips down. Maybe pushing into your hands to help keep those hips down. But finding just a little release through your spine, getting into your hips a little bit. Starting to come back up. And then taking your right hand to your left knee. That left hand behind you, just as a gentle support. Again, maybe just wrapping it, keeping your spine tall. This exhales, just taking you a little deeper. Releasing out of that, your left hand coming down by that left thigh, adjusting so that you can push into your left shin, picking your hips up. Finding any movement through that top shoulder, that right shoulder. Opening up through your hips, through your front body as you do that. Coming back down, bringing your feet around, soles of the feet to the mat, finding reverse tabletop. So lifting your hips up just to the extent that your body will allow, protecting your head, your neck, seeing what's comfortable in your body, feeling the stretch through your shoulders, your chest. Bringing your hips down and coming into boat. So finding that balance. Maybe you keep your hands down for boat. You can still, you're going to twist in a moment, but you can still find enough of a twist through this with your hands down. Or maybe you take your hands long. You want to point through the balls of your feet. So you can point your toes, and then keeping that point through your foot, just pull your toes back if you can. So on an inhale, bringing your hands together, that spine growing tall. And as you exhale, twisting, bringing your hands to the right. Inhale, coming back up through center, and exhale to the left. Inhale, center, and exhale, right. Inhale, up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Do two more to each side. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Center. Last one to the right. Up through center. And exhale to the left. Inhale, up. And then bringing the soles of your feet together out wide. And just finding a forward fold. Releasing through your spine. Through that lower back. Through your hips a little bit. Releasing through your head, your neck. Trying not to hold on anywhere here. Starting to come back up, finding your way into down dog. Once you get here, those hips up and back, your shoulders rolled away from your ears, walking out your knees. Feeling that lengthening down the back of your legs, not just in your hamstrings, but all the way down into your calves. Letting your heels come up, opposite one going down, feeling that stretch, feeling that lengthening. On an inhale, bringing your heels up. As you exhale, just letting them come back down. Feeling this time your calves, those heels get a little closer to the floor. They may never get what you would consider close to the floor, but closer when you're up on your toes. On an inhale, just starting to take little steps, walking your way up to the top of the mat. Once you get here, staying in that forward fold, you can put a little space between your feet, maybe reaching for elbows, swaying side to side. Coming back through center, letting your left hand come down, bending into that left knee, and bringing your right arm up, stacking your shoulders, feeling this is a twist and a stretch down the outside of that right leg. Staying with your 4-count breath, letting your right hand come back down, and then switching to bend into that right knee, opening up with your left arm. Feeling that through the outside of your left leg, that twist through your torso, stacking shoulders. Releasing, coming back down, walking your feet back under your hips, bending just a little through your knees, coming all the way up on an inhale. Arms coming up tall overhead, and then bringing them down through heart center. Starting off with some sun A's on an inhale, bringing arms up tall. As you exhale, finding your forward fold. Inhaling to your flat spine, and then exhaling, hands down, feet back, lowering through your chaturanga. Maybe your knees are down. There's so much strength to be built with your knees down. Inhaling for up dog or cobra, and then exhaling for down dog. Inhaling, heels up. Exhaling, bending your knees, looking forward, and then finding your way to the top of the mat in that flat spine. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. You're going to add on, inhale, taking your arms up. As you exhale, cactusing out those elbows. Inhale, arms back up. And then exhale to fold. Inhale, your flat spine, feeling those hamstrings lengthen. Exhale, hands down, feet back. And maybe you skip these, just going straight to down dog. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhaling, heels up. Exhaling, bending your knees, looking forward. Coming to the top of the mat, finding that flat spine. And exhaling to fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Add on again. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, cactusing out those elbows. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand down, left arm up and over. Inhale, back up. And exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale, back up. And exhale to fold. Inhale, flat spine. And exhale, hands down, feet back, lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling, heels up. Exhaling, bending your knees, looking forward, top of the mat, finding that flat spine. Exhaling to fold. Inhale all the way up. Maybe a little back bend at the top. And exhaling, hands to heart center. Closing your eyes, trying to take this last one on your own. Keeping those modifications in. If you like, maybe changing it up. Staying with your breath. Low, meat, and down dog. Once you get here, inhaling those heels up and sighing everything out as you let them down. On your next inhale, taking that right leg up, bending your knee, still keeping that chest squared back towards your left thigh. Finding any movement through your hip here. Letting that right leg come back down. On your next inhale, taking your left leg up, bending through this knee. Again, keeping that chest squared back, shoulders away from ears. Finding any movement here, getting into that hip, knee, thigh, whatever you need in this shape. Letting your left leg come back down. On an inhale, taking your heels up, exhaling, bending your knees, looking forward, coming to the top of the mat, finding that flat spine again, and exhaling to fold. On an inhale, coming all the way up, and exhaling, hands to heart center. We'll go straight into some sun bees. On an inhale, finding your chair, sitting those hips back, looking down, seeing if you can see your toes, biceps by the ears, taking a little bit of the sway out of your back. On an inhale, reaching that spine, those arms a little longer. And as you exhale, sweeping your chest forward, arms back. On an inhale, coming up, straight arms, straight legs. And then exhaling to fold. Inhaling, flat spine. And exhaling, hands down, feet back as you lower. Inhaling up. And exhaling back. Inhaling, bringing those heels up. Exhaling, letting them come back down. This time, inhaling that right leg up. And exhaling as you bring it through, placing it by that right thumb. Inhale, coming up for crescent. Exhale, framing your foot. Top of the mat, finding that top of a push-up shape. Coming down. Your chaturanga, maybe skipping these, going straight to down dog. Maybe taking them on your knees. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, pulling it through by that left thumb. Inhale, coming up for crescent. And exhale, coming back down. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale to lower, keeping those elbows, triceps pulled in. Inhaling, heels up. Exhaling, bending your knees, looking forward, coming to the top of the mat, finding that flat spine, and exhaling to fold. Inhale, coming up for chair, and exhale, hands to heart center. Another one, inhaling into chair, exhaling, sweeping your chest forward, arms back. Inhale, coming back up, straight arms, straight legs, and exhaling to fold. Inhaling your flat spine, and exhaling, hands down, feet back, your chaturanga. Inhaling your right leg up. Exhale, pulling it through. Inhale, coming up, this time twisting on that exhale. Left hand forward, right hand back. Inhale, coming back up for crescent. And exhale, framing your foot. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up. And exhale, back. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, pulling it forward. Inhale, coming up. And exhale to twist. Inhale, crescent. Exhale to fold, or to frame your foot. Inhale, top of a push-up. And exhale, coming down. Inhaling up. Exhaling back. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, bending your knees, looking forward, coming to the top of the mat, finding that flat spine, and then exhaling to fold. And then inhale, coming back up for chair, and then exhale, bringing hands to heart. Taking a breath here, and then sighing it out. Starting to bring all your weight into your right foot. Feeling all those points of contact under your foot. And then bringing that left foot up to find tree. Wherever your tree is today. Maybe toes are still down, or maybe you bring it all the way up. Just avoiding your knee. Pushing into your thigh with your foot. Back into your foot with your thigh. You can find any variation you'd like. Maybe sending your arms up. Anything that works for you. Maybe closing your eyes. Finding that balance. And then starting to bring that left leg forward. Sending your foot out in front of you. And then finding warrior three. Letting your left foot come back. Squaring those hips off towards the mat. Maybe even putting your hands on your hips to see where they are in space. Hands can be at heart center or long by your hips, flexing through that back foot. Starting to just bring that left foot down, bringing your torso up, bringing your arms all the way up, and then bringing them down through heart center. Starting to ground in through your left foot, finding all those points of contact there. And then finding tree on this side. It might be an entirely different variety of tree, but taking it for what it is, respecting your body, pushing into your foot, pushing into your thigh, your calf, finding that balance. Finding your variation, taking your time. It's a video. You can take all the time you want and rewind it. Bringing hands down through heart center, sending that right leg out long in front of you. And then finding warrior three. Right leg going back behind you. Again, maybe squaring those hips with your hands. Hands at heart center or long by your hips. And then starting to let that right foot come down, torso coming up, arms coming up tall overhead. And then bringing hands down through heart center. On an inhale, arms coming back up. And exhaling to fold. Inhale to your flat spine. And then exhale, hands down, feet back as you lower. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Taking your right leg up on your inhale. And as you exhale, bringing it through, placing it in between your hands and then coming up for crescent. Once you get there, squaring those hips forward and opening for warrior two. Squaring your ribs over your hips, letting those shoulders come down, gazing over that front right arm. On an inhale, finding your exalted warrior, letting that right hand come up and back, feeling that stretch down the right side, and then finding your extended side angle. Right forearm maybe coming to right thigh, that left arm coming up and over, rotating so your hand is facing the same direction as your back, helping to stack your shoulders, making it a little difficult maybe by sending that right arm forward. On an inhale, opening up, five-pointed star, opening up through your chest, and then finding warrior two to the back of the mat. Finding an exalt with two straight legs, left arm reaching back, and then framing your foot at the back of the mat. Inhaling, top of a push-up, and exhaling to lower. Inhale up, and exhale back. Left side, inhaling, left leg up. Exhale as you pull it through. Coming up for crescent, those hips shining forward, and then opening for warrior two. Checking that heel to arch alignment, ribs over hips, shoulders down, and then finding your exalt. Left arm up and back, right arm can wrap around, and then coming forward, that extended side angle. Seeing where your left arm needs to be, and rotating that top arm again, trying to get that right hand to face the same direction as your back, helping to pull that top shoulder back. On an inhale, coming up, five-pointed star, opening through your chest. And then warrior two, back to the front of the mat. Exalting with two straight legs, right arm coming up and over. And then framing your foot at the top of the mat. Inhaling, top of a push-up. And exhaling to lower. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Dropping your knees, finding child's. In a moment, we're going to put those shapes to breath, one movement to one breath. If you're listening to my playlist, the next song should be Gold Flow, should be getting pretty close to it. So if you want to find the beat to that, it won't entirely match what I'm doing because it's not in real time, but just ignoring my exact cues, finding your breath to that song and flowing with it. Otherwise, you can listen to my breath calls or you can find your own breath calls. Just trying not to go any faster than I'm going. Starting to find your way back to down dog. Sending those hips up and back. On an inhale, taking your right leg up. To exhale, pulling it through, placing it in between your hands. Inhale, coming up for crescent. And then warrior two on your exhale. Exalt, right arm up and back. And extend, coming forward. Five-pointed star. Warrior two to the back. Two straight legs, exalt. Framing your foot back of the mat. Inhale, top of a push-up. And exhale to lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. Left side, inhale. And exhale, pulling it through. Inhale, crescent. Warrior two, exhale. Exalt. And extend. Five-pointed star. And warrior two back to the front. 2 straight legs, exalt. Framing your foot, top of the mat. Inhale, top of a push-up. And exhale to lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. Option for 2 more rounds. Inhaling, right leg up. Maybe child sounds better. Or pigeon. Crescent on your inhale. Starting to commit this to memory. Warrior 2. Exalting back. Extending forward. 5-pointed star. Warrior 2 to the back. Exalt with 2 straight legs. Framing your foot at the back. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Starting to find this left side. Changing anything that doesn't work for you. And maybe that's the whole thing. And child's just is what has your name on it today. Child's is a great hip opener. If you're in this flow, starting to close your eyes if you can. Just getting lost in it. Taking this last round if you'd like. Keeping those movements slow and controlled. Finishing out that left side. We'll all meet in child's. Once you get there, letting your forehead come down, his arms reaching long, hips releasing, letting your heart rate, your breath come down. Sitting in this stillness for just a few breaths. Getting water as you need it. Coming into tabletop. Once you get here, bringing that left hand towards the center, inhaling to bring your right arm up, and then exhaling for threaded needle, sending it through, coming down on the back of that right shoulder. Finding any variations you know here, maybe you extend through that left leg. You can keep your left arm pushing down in front of you or finding a wrap. Maybe trying to stack your shoulders, getting that twist. Just trying to get some of the benefits on the back side of that right shoulder as well. Starting to bring your left hand back down, bringing left knee back down if it's not there, and unwinding, opening up through that right arm. Coming back into your tabletop shape. Maybe taking one round of cat-cow here to bring your spine back to neutral. Inhaling, dropping your belly, and exhaling, rounding through your spine. And then bringing that right arm a little closer to center. Inhaling your left arm up and threading it under. Coming down on the back of your left arm. Taking any variations here. Extending that right leg, finding a wrap with your right arm, or none of those things. Feeling this as a twist through your spine. Starting to unwind out of this shape. Bringing your right hand back down, coming back up. And starting to just bring your right leg forward on the outside of your right hand. We're going to do lizard as a hip opener. If there's another shape you'd rather do, feeling free to take that. But letting the sole of your right foot come up a little, if that feels good, that right knee falling out can come down, maybe even using blocks to come down onto your forearms. That left forearm is going to come down before the right. But just getting into that hip a little bit. Closing your eyes, finding movement or stillness here. Feeling that opening through your right hip, getting into that left hip flexor. Making sure you're releasing not just through that right hip, but through the left hip as well. Bringing a little awareness to that left side as well as the right. Staying with your breath. Maybe imagining your breath coming into that area of the right hip, unfurling, creating space, opening up. Staying here, a few more breaths. If this isn't long enough for you, again, just keep going. Coming back, rewinding, pausing as you need. If you want to add in a quad stretch here, probably starting to come back up onto your hands and beginning to open your chest towards that bent right knee. This is as much a chest opener as a quad stretch. Bending your left knee, reaching back with your right hand. If you're at home and you have any sort of towel or strap that you can use around your foot, if that makes it easier to reach, it's a great way to still get this quad stretch if it's just not quite accessible to you. Taking a couple more breaths in this shape. Gently releasing that bind, bringing your hands back around, starting to maybe just drop that left knee down, finding your way back into tabletop. And then bringing your left leg forward for lizard. You might have to extend that right leg back a little bit, opening your left leg out, letting that that left knife edge of the foot come down as the sole of your foot comes up. Left knee opening out again, maybe coming down onto forearms. Movement, stillness, breath, allowing it to move through you. Allowing it to move you. Allowing it to fill you. Again, feeling that opening through the left hip, but bringing a little awareness to the right. Making sure you're releasing through that right side as well. It's easy to hold on the opposite side when we're trying to release. It's hard to let go completely. Couple more breaths here. Thinking about if you want to add in that quad stretch. If so, again, maybe coming up to your hands, starting to open that chest towards your left knee, bending your right, reaching back for it. Opening your chest, feeling that quad stretch. Taking a couple of big breaths here. Starting to allow that back leg to come back down. Taking that left foot back and starting to just bring your legs all the way around to come down for Shavasana. Once you get here, bringing your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Release again through your spine. If you have a block, reaching for it, or even if it's just a rolled blanket or a pillow, so that we can take a supported bridge. So bringing those soles of the feet to the floor, about hip distance apart, bringing your hips up and placing whatever you have under your hips. Do this at any height, but making sure it's not too much of a strain, making sure it's still comfortable. So maybe that's on the medium height of your block. Maybe it's on the lowest height. If you're on a pillow or a blanket, really sinking in, feeling just that cushiness of it. If you're on a block, feeling that support. Either way, sinking in, allowing whatever you have to support you. Taking a couple of breaths here. It doesn't take much for the body to appreciate an inversion. Just getting the heart a little higher than the head. This shape gives us a little bit of a back bend as well as an inversion. Reversing the blood flow, just changing things up in the body, sending a little more blood up to the top of our body, a little bit draining away from other areas. If you're really comfy in this shape, you're welcome to stay here for Shavasana. If you'd like to remove whatever prop you have, maybe adjusting your props into another shape, finding whatever shape works best for you for Shavasana. The best Shavasana shape is the one that allows you to find stillness. So getting out what you need to get out, maybe reaching for an eye pillow, a towel, a shirt to cover up your eyes, just taking away that external distraction of light. Once you find your shape for Shavasana, just taking a body scan, releasing anywhere where you're still holding on, seeing your body as a whole, just allowing one big release. Coming to focus on that space between the eyebrows, just as a point of concentration. Maybe for this Shavasana, imagining your body as an empty vessel. Each inhale fills you up like a cup. Feel those inhales coming in, you getting a little fuller with the things you need. Each inhale filling you up with a little more. Staying with your breath, allowing that breath to fill you all the way up till you're overflowing. The goal, once we're off of our mat, is to give it all away. This practice is always here to refill us, to restore us, to build us back up. So we might as well just take it all out, share it with everyone. Try to take a little extra sunshine out there in that busy world. Staying here in the Shavasana for as long as you like. Namaste.